So yeah, welcome back. My name is Johanna and I'm the girl behind the knotenkopp podcast. Girl, that's kind of the wrong word. Woman is probably the better word. Now that I'm in my 30s. But yeah, I thought about doing something different today. It kind of depends how my editing skills will make this look, if I will put this out. So if you see this, yay, it made it. But otherwise, yeah, you will see probably a regular episode. Yeah, I'm sitting again in a different corner of my room because I have big plans for tomorrow. Today is Friday. I was off early today from work, yay. Also, I'm slightly hungover, just a teeny tiny bit. I went to a pub quiz last night with my colleagues, my co-workers. It was great, but yeah, we were drinking a few beers and I'm very not much used to drinking alcohol anymore, so I have a slight headache. So we're drinking Coke today, not tea, not coffee. So a very real podcast episode today. So yeah, my plan for tomorrow is actually to take down my cupboard. Is it cupboard? Yeah, I would say so. If it's the wrong word, I will insert the right one. You know the drill right now. Yeah, this is how I stash most of my yarn right now. I have some stashed in boxes under my sofa and in several baskets around my flat. Mainly in the baskets are, I could just show you. For example, in this basket, my farmer's basket, I'm not using it to go to the farmer's market right now. I have all of this cream colored drops brushed alpaca silk that I'm using for the two cardigans number 4. So this is all here. So because these are both projects that I'm knitting in right now, so there's no point to put them or stash them in the shelves. These are shelves, not cupboards. So yeah, then all of my summer yarns, my cotton yarns, I have also in boxes under my sofa because I'm not using them right now. And also they are not like quantities that I bought for anything specific. Most of them, I don't even know if I bought them or if I got them like from someone, from my mom, or I don't know. They were just there when I started knitting. Maybe I got them when I was crocheting. I have no idea. I have no idea what they are, like the gauge or the meterage or anything. I just know that they are like plant-based fibers probably. And then I have some leftover things from last summer, like leftover skeins. So that is not in the shelf, as well as some skeins that don't fit into my interior. Because when it comes to colors, I'm a very specific person and exclusive, not exclusive. Yeah, I'm the opposite of integration. Yeah, the opposite of integration. I don't know the English word for it, but yeah, everything that doesn't fit into my color palette, basically, it goes into a dark corner or into a box. I'm doing it the same, for example, with books, like book covers that don't fit into my interior, but that I already had. I'm always turning around, so the beige side where you see only the pages, you can see. My friends always make fun of me because obviously you can't see then what book it is, but I know where all my books are placed, so I don't mind it. And now I never buy books where I don't like the cover, or I just buy them as ebooks or audiobooks. So yeah, that's, I don't know, as color aesthetics is something that is very important to me. So if it doesn't fit into my color palette, I don't want to have it displayed in my flat. Yeah. So it goes the same obviously with my yarn. The only good thing is that my color palette for my knitting and the color palette for my interior is pretty similar. I like a lot of beiges and grays and creams, and the few more colorful colors that I like blue and yellow, greens, they are the same. So they fit into my interior, which works out great. So yeah, I also got a new lamp. This is getting light. So which will go into the shelf. So I thought I will sort this out. Yeah, I think I never said really what I was planning. So this shelf is not really mounted to the wall right now. It is mounted with nails to the wall, which is obviously not the right way to put shelves into the wall or onto the wall. You need to use screws, and I don't know the English word for the thing that you put into the wall before you put the screw in. But I wasn't sure if I really wanted to put it up here. And before you drill holes into the wall, I wanted to see if I really want to put it here or if I want to place it somewhere else. So yeah, this was a trial period, and since this yarn doesn't weigh much, I thought, okay, I can just like try it with nails, and nail holes are really small, so they're more easy to fix again, in comparison to drilled holes. So yeah, but it's very fragile, and I will insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like, because it's a modular shelf system from the, I think from the 50s. It's a Danish system. It's called the Royal System from Paul Cadovius. He's a Danish, he was a Danish designer. He used to live in the last century, and yeah, so it's a mid-century design. Actually, it's so popular again. It was reproduced again, so you can buy a very similar version again. Obviously, I bought it secondhand, so you can find it secondhand online as well, or in real life, obviously, as well. I was very lucky. I found it online, very cheap. Someone sold it because I think they found it in the cellar of their grandmother or something. It was in a very bad shape, and yeah, I restorated it and took very good care of it. And I mean, yeah, it has its damages, but I like it. I don't like furniture when it's like all new. I think it's kind of has a charm when it has some history. But yeah, it's actually, this system can get really expensive when I look online, because I actually, when I originally bought it, I only had like 2 of these bookshelf systems, and I have one table shelf, which is not in here right now, because that would be actually too heavy to put it in for the nails. And I'm using it right now as a couch table. Is it the right word? Couch table, yes. Because I don't have a couch table right now. Couch desk, couch table. Yeah, couch table. Sounds weird. Couch table. So yeah, and actually the table element that you can hang in there, it's big enough to use as a desk, like a work desk. And I used to have my a laptop there and a second screen and everything. So yeah, I used to use this as for university, like for studying and everything. So that was actually really nice because it is I think a very aesthetic version in comparison to a normal desk, but obviously it doesn't give you that much space in comparison to a normal table or desk. There are a lot of extra modules you can get, but as I said, they are very expensive. I was very lucky to get an extra shelf, to find them for quite a reasonable price. I'm still looking from time to time to find like extra shelves, or even find like a console or like a cupboard that you can hang down here so you could store stuff here. But right now I don't actually need the storage place or anything. I have a lot of space in my flat, and yeah, this is also not the final place for my yarn stash, but it is what is working for me right now. I would love to have a glass window cupboard one day, so that also would make me feel a little bit safer moth wise. I think probably the glass doors wouldn't protect the yarn from moths. Probably only like air sealed containers would protect them, would protect the wool from moths, but I think it's kind of sad to put them away. And I have like the cedar wood thingies against moths, and as long as I don't spot a moth, I'm praying and hoping to keep my yarn stash out and on display. So pressing my thumbs, or no, is it like how you say it in English, like pressing your thumbs? Probably not, but I guess you get the idea what I'm trying to say. Wish me luck that I don't get any moths. So yeah, I won't get any new cupboards with glass windows, glass doors in the near future. So this is where my yarn stash is staying for the near future. But I might put the desk element in when I have a couch desk, but this won't happen until the summer. So right now I have these 3 shelves, yeah, what is it, like spread out over these rails. And yeah, I have this little lamp, and what is quite convenient, I can hang the skeins, not the skeins, but the hangs on the sides, and yeah, there's actually quite a lot of space, but it is fragile and I need to drill the holes. So that's actually what I'm planning to do tomorrow. And also my sister and her boyfriend are going to visit me on Sunday, so I am planning to fix and DIY a lot of stuff in my apartment tomorrow and clean up everything to be representable for Sunday. And I thought it might be interesting for you guys to take you along. Probably not interesting, but I don't know. I like to watch these videos and have them running in my background. I still need to figure out how the editing and putting nice background music over me drilling holes is going to work out. But and obviously I never filmed myself doing any handy handyman, is it a word? Like DIY stuff, so maybe I look absolutely foolish and I will never put this footage in here. We will see, but maybe it's fun for all of us to see that. Yeah, but I thought obviously to put the shelves into the wall or onto the wall, I need to take all of my yarn down and put it back into the shelves, and I thought I can take you through the yarn stash a little bit. I won't talk through all of the details of the yarn, but maybe how I'm sorting everything and what I have of like what kind of yarn I'm having right now. I'm ordering yarn tonight in the evening, because Wool & Twine is having a January collection update and I'm so excited, even though I'm kind of broke right now. But I mean, we are nearly at the end of the month, so I think it's all right. I'm telling myself it's all right. So yeah, maybe this is interesting to you. I have no idea when I will be finished with editing and when I will be putting this out. Let the DIYing start tomorrow. I see you again when I take down this thingy. Hi, we're back. It's the next day and it's preparing my shelf situation day. Yeah, I'm taking down this stash no, that's the wrong word. I'm taking down the shelf system for my stash. I think now you can actually see it properly in all its glory. Yeah, just for orientation, this way, that way, it goes into my bedroom. I don't have a door. Yeah, they're just curtains dividing my living room from my bedroom, but I live here alone, so I don't mind it very much. So yeah, and here's my sofa, and behind me is this shelf system. So long term, there I'm gonna put in the desk element and putting also my TV, or not TV, but my second screen for doing home office here. But right now I'm not officially doing home office yet, or I'm not officially allowed to do home office yet, so I don't need a setup yet. And I have a laptop from work, so if I'm sometimes doing a few hours home office or work at home, I'm alright without working with a second screen. And yeah, so right now it probably will look mostly the same, but I will go through the stash with you when I put the shelves back onto the wall. But right now I will need to take all of it down. I think it's very, are we straight? I don't know. I also put up a few weeks my yarn pyramid. Yeah, I got this lovely illustration at Wollen Berlin. I don't know if it's from them or who's the illustrator. It's quite cute, but it was always rolling up, so I couldn't put the poster onto the wall on itself, so you need to kind of frame it because the paper is quite thick. So yeah, I was looking for a frame for it, but now it's up, and yeah, it looks very cute with my knitting corner there, because I'm always sitting in that area of my couch to knit, and it's always also the reason why I put this lamp here, because I can redirect it, because you can move this lampshade, so you can redirect the light, and if I direct it to the wall, it's indirect lighting for my knitting, and that's enough for me. I don't need to have like an overhead light. And actually I have to say the what is it, the knitting torch that I got that you can hang around your neck it was kind of a fail. Not that it's not useful. I think for knitting in the car or if you're watching movies with others, it's quite useful. But I bought the ones which runs by battery, and the battery needs to be swatched up. No, swatched not. I need to buy new batteries quite often. I already bought it twice, and they're expensive. And yeah, that's not the purpose of buying something like that. So I would recommend, if you think about buying something like that, buy definitely the ones that you can recharge via USB cable, or yeah, via cable, and not the ones where you have to put in batteries, because they need a lot of electricity. So yeah, I'm taking down this thing.
Sitting by the fireside, really feeling that I like every little time that I get a chance to close my eyes. If you're gonna make it soon, maybe we could get our room, but I need some rest from gloom. Otherwise I feel I'm doomed. You be looking over like you really know me. Maybe take a picture, take a couple, guess it's free. I don't wanna give another guarantee. Look me in the eyes right now, run away with me, or to a place that you thought you never really see. You'd be looking funny when you're living so free. But all I ever was, afraid to take the plunge. I heard too many things, I prayed that they were wrong. But I'm still happy now, just think of what could be if I was still around. The schedules were free. I'm missing the seas I'd swing when I used to truly bring everything I had to bring. I'd given everything. I just wanna live in bliss. Baby, can you grab this wish? You're the piece that might just fit in my puzzle that's in bits. You be looking over like you really know me. Maybe take a picture, take a couple, guess it's free. I don't wanna give another guarantee. Look me in the eyes right now, run away with me, or to a place that you thought you never really see. You'd be looking funny when you're living so free. But all I ever...
As you can see, I mounted the shelves to the wall. It's now fixed. I left out the last screws at the end, so you put in each rail 3 screws, but I think it's not necessary if you don't put on heavy weight. I don't have books in it right now, so I don't think I need 3 screws in each rail. Yeah, so we will put in back my yarn. I will use this as a selfie stick now. Yeah, I don't know if you can turn this around. No, I don't think so. Let's talk a little bit about what I have down here. So let's sit down. I have no idea how you call this. This is actually something. So this is right now a little bit my creative corner. I have more like painting supplies and yeah, just like craft supplies flying around the flat, but I'm planning on at some point stashing it all around here. So, but I got this like hand printing set from a friend of mine, and they had it in his office, and yeah, they didn't need it anymore, and he said like they are throwing it away, and if I want it, and I think it is a very nice decoration piece, and actually it's really cool if you want to like do nice cards for birthdays and Christmas and stuff like that, and it fits perfectly into my interior. Above that is my hand loom. Yeah, it's cute. It's I got it as a child and I found it, and I was inspired by Brooke Willow. I forget her name. I always only know the Instagram and YouTube handles now. And yeah, I took it when I was home over Christmas with me. Yeah, I have no idea when I will find the time to weave something, but it's now here. In the corner in this basket I have some project bags, some like these things for weaving, also some what is it called, yeah, some whips, yeah, some craft supplies. And in here, in this weaved basket, I have mainly sketches and yeah, paper for drawing and some other stuff. So yeah, this is my crafty corner. So yeah, I put this lamp now on a lower shelf because then I can reach it and turn it off and on when I'm sitting here. But we will see, maybe I need to put it up again because the light situation is better. And I don't know, okay, my flat is a mess right now. But this is my current yarn situation. I don't know how well you can see it. It fits all on my sofa still. But as I said yesterday, it's not all of my yarn. For example, I have my Advent calendar not included in this, my summer yarns, some weird yarns I have from my past that I don't even know what it is, but this is the yarn I'm working with currently, and so this needs to go back in there, and that's what we are doing now. So let's put all my yarn back into these shelves. I try to get you as close as possible, but this corner is just so dark, and I have a north-facing flat, so there is never a lot of light, especially in this time of year, around this time of year. Okay, usually how I had sorted it before was this middle shelf was mainly fingering yarn, so mainly my sock yarn basically, and mainly leftover yarn. I think I didn't have, I just had like maybe 1 or 2 full skeins in there, or cakes basically, because I caked up everything, but the rest was already like leftovers from other projects. But I'm quite good at reusing it and using up my leftovers or scraps. My teeny tiny scraps I have in a small project bag, or like cotton, small cotton bag. These are really just for teeny tiny color projects, but these are more like, the cakes I'm stashing here are more like at least half of a skein leftovers. So yeah, I also have a little bit of lace in here, and so yeah, we have fingering in the middle. Then I have my fuzzy yarn up here. It has gotten more, but I think it will change a lot through the year. Like I said, I am trying to use up my mainly drops brushed alpaca silk, so I still have some of that I will stash up here. And then I have some worsted and Aran weight yarn that I didn't buy, but that I have from frog projects, and yeah, just I don't know, I found it at home. And Down here I have basically stuff that I recently bought that I haven't caked up yet, that still is in hangs, and or that I put together in groups, which will be in a project. So let's put it back in. How do I start? I think I will start at the top. At the top, because it's the easiest. What I use for putting stapling, is it a word? I will put in the English word for it. Stapeln, the mohair and the drops brush alpaca silk, because it's so fragile and I don't see a point in caking that up. I use these Muji book holders, like that you put usually to hold the books, and I use them as dividers between the towers of yarn, and so they give them a little bit of structure, and I find this quite useful because I have a lot of yarn. I obviously do color coordinate because as I said yesterday, I am quite specific when it comes to my colors. So there is a project, a yarn weight, and a color system in my shelves, and which doesn't make it at all complicated when I get new yarn. So usually what I do is go from light to dark and from cold to gray, or cold to warm and warm to cold. So I just recently got the slate green Knitting for Olive silk mohair for a gift sweater, and this one I will put on the total of the left side. I don't know how high I can I get all of these on top of each other? Maybe not. So I will maybe put them in 2 rows. And since usually I turn them around so you don't see the label, because I think yarn looks nicer without the label, but the Knitting for Olive label is pretty, so it's okay if you see it. Then I also have a green silk mohair from Drops. It's the only Drops mohair I ever bought, and I still haven't used it, so I don't know the color of this, but it's like, if we compare it, it is definitely more greenish and lighter. So yeah, but I'm definitely planning on using this up as well this year. And I just got last night, I think, fitting wool for it. Like I said, I wanted to get some yarn on the new Wool & Twine January collection reveal or update, and I really wanted to get the the dark yarn, the, what is it, mountain, I forgot the name, it was too long, but the beautiful dark yarn, because I already had a project in mind, but it sold out so fast. I mean, I put a timer in and everything. I was there on 8 o'clock and had my basket full at 8:03, but it was sold out 5 minutes past 8, so I didn't get the dark yarn. Then I wanted to get the green one, her forest, in the DK weight, but that was sold out very fast as well. So both of the things I wanted to get were sold out immediately. So instead I got the fingering weight one in the forest color, and I think this will actually fit very well to this mohair, and I got the same meterage. I think I could make a lentil because I got 800 meter out of it, or I might try to match it with another color and make a color work sweater out of it. Kind of feel bad mixing Drops mohair with such a beautiful yarn, but yeah, the colors are really close to each other. So, and I think just making a sweater out of woolen twine yarns would be so expensive. So I think that is not even in my budget right now. So yeah, I think this is a great compromise. So I hope this is gone soon. Not gone soon. I think I will try to knit this in autumn, because I think with this green color would be nice to have it as an autumn project. But this label is ugly, so we are turning this around. So yeah, we have a green corner here. I don't know how well you can see that. So next up I have some blue silk mohair. This is from Rico Design. It has a ridiculously long name, which I can't remember, but it's also the one I'm using right now in my Bauhaus sweater, which doesn't look like Bauhaus at all, but I'm just calling it and staying with the name. And yeah, I still have a lot of it left, so I don't know what I will do with it, but it's also a dark color. Next, in the fluffy yarn section, I have only neutrals left, I think. And yeah, I still have a darker drops brushed alpaca silk for my September cardigan, and then a lighter version. And I have a lot of skeins of this, and a lot of this in a cream color. So yeah, I have a lot of drops brushed alpaca silk, as you can see. I also had like a lavender and a sage colored one, but I'm actually giving these to friends because I don't know any projects I can do for myself with these colors, and I know friends who would enjoy these colors, so why keep them? I'm storing the cream color somewhere else, but these will go in here because these are for myself, or for projects for myself. The drops is easier to store because it's flatter and not so round as these knitting for olive balls. Do I have another one? I also have this beige colored, I think it's also silk mohair or maybe nylon mohair, I'm not sure. It's the Mayflower mohair. I think it was the first mohair I ever tried. I still have a lot of it left over, so it is also in the neutral palette. Another one I have is my Dusty Honey silk mohair. And now we're getting closer to warmer colors, but I don't have enough space here, so we are doing like now a second row of mohairs. And I think that's it. I have definitely some I'm using in projects right now. I have some still of the Sustainecrene cream colored, but I'm using that right now. We will see if there's still some left over, it will go back into stash, but we will keep it like this right now. I also have the red. Oh, here's another ball. So, yeah, like I said, the red of the knitting for olive yarn I have as well. And the most colorful thing I have is the hand-dyed cotton candy colored yarn of my sister, and I keep this in a skein form here. I think since it's a pastel colored yarn, I think it's alright. I don't mind that it doesn't fit into my color palette that much. It's not neon color or anything. And I actually started the project, I don't know how long it is, but and how well you can see it, but yeah. I started with the neckband of the cardigan last night because she's visiting me on the weekend, so we will see how far I get until tomorrow. So up next we have up here heavier weight yarn that I have no idea what I will gonna do with it yet. So this yarn is something that I forked from a sweater that I got gifted from a friend of mine, and it was a hand knitted sweater from a family friend from her. And it is, first of all, it was very ill-fitting. It was a colorwork sweater. I will insert a picture here. And it is a very scratchy wool. It was like, I think it's the most rustic wool I have ever touched. When I was unraveling that sweater, and I was wearing joggers, and it was scratching through my joggers. So I have no idea what I am gonna knit with this. I have a lot of this left, and I couldn't save everything because it was a steeked sweater. So yeah, so some of the strands of the colorworks were just so short that there was no point of saving it. But yeah, I have this much of the cream color left, and it's a really nice cream beigey color. So it's not like this yellowy color, but like a really like oaty color. But like I said, it's like really rusty woolly. Maybe you could give it like a good wash and it would soften up, but it is definitely nothing you could wear skin to skin. Maybe I need to do a second row of this. So, and I have this much left, and I think it's definitely Aran weight or even bulky weight. But it's beautiful colors and I would like to use it. So I also found this at my parents' place, and some other like I don't know, heavy DK Aran weight yarn that I have no idea what I will do one day with them, but obviously it's always useful to have some neutral colors flying around. The same goes with all of this, some gray tones. I have no idea what this yarn is. Was also at my parents' place. I don't know if I bought them when I was crocheting and crafting in my teenage years, or if I found them at my mom's yarn stash, because my mom used to knit as well. I mean, she's still knitting, but I think we knit very different things. I think she is not knitting anything under 4 or 5 millimeter needles, and I think my maximum is 4 millimeter or 5 millimeter needles usually. So I think we have a very different taste in knitting. And I also stashed here some of my swatches. This is a rare occasion because I rarely swatch and block and keep them like this. Usually I unravel them and use the yarn for the project, but sometimes they still survive the process of the project, and then they stay up here. Yeah, and also in this process are these two, because this is the Heavy Merino by Knitting for Olive. I think I was originally buying these to use up my these two, because I knew they were left over. to knit a hat, but I think I decided against it and will maybe use them for my pillow project. But I think my other pillow yarns will go down here, but there's no space for them anymore. I think maybe I put them up there, or maybe I put them down there. I don't know. We will put them down here for now. So next up is my fingering sock yarn shelf. I definitely could use a fourth shelf, you could say, but we will see. I think one of my goals for this year is to but use up some of the yarns that are not for me, or that aren't like the yarns that, how do I say that? For example, like the wool and twine yarn, I really don't mind when I'm buying these and they are lying for years in my stash, because I treasure them so much. And it's different with the drops yarn. It stresses me out because I don't want to have it in my yarn stash. I want to have the space for other yarns. And so I think one of the goals for this year is to switch out the yarn that I have, which is from like big commercial brands, with like small sustainable brands, and or like more local brands to me, or smaller businesses. And yeah, I think this is one thing I'm aiming towards. And I think generally the size of these 3 shelves I'm quite happy with. I think I would like to use up all of the like more summery yarns I have still under my couch, because I think I don't have that much use for them, since I'm not that big on summer knitting. But generally I think I would like to keep the stash of the size that it fits into this shelf system. I think everything else would be a little bit stressful for me. So yeah, this goes somewhere else. Next up is all of the fingering yarn, starting with a lace yarn. But I'm always using this as a fingering, just holding this double. This is the Wolfie yarn, lace merino. I also have it in a light cream color and in a light gray color. I really like the brand. I mean, they're not sustainable or anything, but I think they are a small business, and they're also supporting other small businesses with their business. And also I think their prices are really good for what you get. So yeah, and also these are quite big. I mean, they're not cones, but the cakes are quite big, so they're really good bases to put other yarns on top. This is the Yerbe sock wool, which is also quite a big cake, so you can put other yarn on top of it. Next up, I have a lot of scraps or small cakes of this dark, I would say it's more of a DK or sport yarn. Like I said, this shelf is kind of a mix, but I use them mainly for color work or sock knitting. I don't know where it comes from. I didn't buy this in the last 5 years, so no clue what this is, but it goes into the gray corner, so here we go. I have no idea how to stash all of this gray. I definitely have a lot of gray. Continuing with the gray, I have 3 of these Baby Alpaca by Sunless Garn. The third one I'm using for a friend right now. And oh yeah, this is also Baby Alpaca by BC Garn in gray. This for example. I don't know what it is. I know in what project I used it, but I have no idea what yarn it is. But it is some fingering weight yarn. It already goes slightly into a warmer gray as well, like this. This looks messy. Also some leftover BC yarn. Even more grey yarn, which I don't know where it comes from. I think this also means I need to do a lot of color work sock projects or smaller color work projects. So this is my Tilia? Is it Tilia? Fricolana Tilia in Marzipan. I still have so much left of this, and I already made so many projects of this. Some Regia Schachenmeier in this tweedy color. Don't know how well you can see that. So we're getting more closer to the beige. Yeah, then I will put in the Wolfie yarn. Actually attached to it is still a project, so with some lace mohair, but it will go in there anyways. Yeah, and I think we're getting closer to warmer colors. Next up is my hand-dyed sock yarn by a German brand. I used it for my woodland walk socks, and I still have so much left. And my sun is gone. Sunday in also this yellowy color, so we're getting more yellowy. And I think I also have some blue. This doesn't really fit into anywhere. Some Kiez yarn in Hasenheide, where I still haven't frogged my camisole number 5 off. So I have still, like, I think 2 of these cakes still left. And my newest acquisition, my Isiga tweed in lime. So pretty. I don't know how to put this. Yeah. And now we're getting to the like autumny colors. So I guess these are the autumn colors I still have. I still have some flying around, but these are like tangled in some projects. This is both Ecopuno from Langyarns. No, Lana Grossa Ecopuno. This is some superwashed brown yarn. And this, I have no clue. This is definitely, like, I mean, Ecopuno is not fingering as well, but you can use it as a fingering. And this is some very fluffy yarn. So this is also not fingering. It's it looks more greenish, but it is actually more of a rust color. And I have no idea what it is, but it goes into my scrappy shelf. Because maybe this is not the fingering yarn shelf, maybe it's more of the scrap yarn shelf. Maybe I put it in the wrong theme. And last of it is my 2 only berry colors that I have. No clue what this is, and this is Sandnesgarn Silk Alpaca, and I knitted the first camisole number 5 for a friend of this. This is so soft and nice. I think I will knit her a scrunchie out of this, and I will still have a lot of leftover, But yeah, I don't wear this color, but it's so pretty, so it goes into here. Yeah, but I'm also a little bit discriminating. So, I mean, there's a lot of more sock yarn flying around, like very bright blues, pinks, other colors, which I don't really like, which won't go into that shelf. And also I'm sorting like my favorite colors to the front and colors that I like less to the back. So, like I said, I'm very specific when it comes to that. So, how am I gonna do this? I think these two I will hang. So this is my wool and twine was in my winter festive box in the color, I always forget, mince pie. I thought it was only that color which was called mince pie, but I think the set is called mince pie. So it is this beautiful OT color and this mulberry, yeah, I don't know, red wine color, but muted. It's not really like, I don't know. It's just a beautiful, yeah, dark mulberry color. Actually would look, it's very close. So these would make like, yeah, it's like a dark rose. Like this is like a rosebud color, and this was, oh, this would actually look great. Huh, not very much my color palette, but great project idea. But I think like similar to this, I will hang this here as well, maybe here. And this is the Llama Silk by Yerbe, because I'm running out of space. So I think these need to go somewhere here because I don't have enough space for in the shelf down here. So I will put them away. The same goes with this. This is my one also of my newest acquisition, the Isiga tweed in walnut. I have a second skein I'm using right now, so I will hang this as well. And next up, I still have one full skein of this left, or not skein, hang. And I also got recently the DK Donegal tweed DK, oh I already said that, by Nervous Fiber in this color Ha, but I think for me it looks just like cookie ice cream. So maybe I hang that as well. Maybe it's a little bit too much if I hang everything. But these will go in here because I haven't caked them up yet. Then maybe I should cake these up. Should I cake them up? I don't know. Hi, I'm back. You might guess it. It's the next day. So my camera died yesterday when I was putting back my yarn. When I was putting my yarn back into my shelf system. Yeah, so I needed to recharge my phone, and then it was too dark in my room. Actually today it's even darker, so the quality is very bad. I put on every light in this room, but it's still very pixely. Yeah, I think I rewatched the footage. I went through these two. Yeah, this is how it's looking right now. I hanged all of these hangs, and I will just go through this last shelf with you, and then I will wrap up this video. Yeah, I look very put together because my sister and her boyfriend are visiting today. and yeah, I'm meeting him for the first time, so I thought I put on something nice, quite drastic change to yesterday when I was kind of in my pajamas. This is kind of my work outfit. You around. There are bright lights everywhere. Just as I said, I turned on every light in here. So yeah, I'm liking this. I also have a few striped ones, but right now it's so cold at work. We just recently got blankets as our work equipment because they can't put on the heating higher. It's a regulation in Germany right now, and so we all got woolen blankets. They're actually really warm and effective, but yeah, I think that says a lot about my working conditions right now. And so this would be actually too cold, but if I know I go to external events, I often know that it's warmer there. So yeah, but I thought I'd dress up nicely today. So yeah, okay, back to my stash. So this is how it's looking right now. Whoop. I feel very influencer blogger right now because I use my stativ, like the thing where you can put your phone on to film, as a selfie stick right now. But yeah, so up here, fuzzy yarns. Oh, my finger looks weird. Then like Aran weight yarn, and then mainly fingering, but also a lot of scrap yarns. Then, like I said, I hanged up some of my nicer hangs. And then we have up here, down here, more of my most recent acquisitions, and also sorted in mostly project groups. And yeah, we will go down here. So how do I do this? So down here I talked about this already before I cut this out. Wow, I think I need to turn off this light because yeah, this is better. So this is left over from my halibut sweater. It's the BC yarn. Then I have two hangs of this baby alpaca by BC yarn. I already have one of this caked up, but I started making a balaclava out of this, and then I got really annoyed by the pattern. It's not the fault of the pattern, but it was just too complicated at that time. I wanted an easy knit and I couldn't be bothered. So I stopped it, and yeah, I have some ideas what I want to do with it, but it's just I have so many big projects, like sweater projects right now. I can't find the time to do smaller projects, so it's just lying here. It's so soft. Then I have my Donical tweed down here, and also another full skein of my Yerbo Tutrul. I don't think I will need it because I still have one full of this caked up, so we will see. I think there's going to be a lot left over. Yeah, because I think this is also, yeah, is it the same? Yeah, this is also one full caked up. So yeah, as always, there's a lot left over when I buy the recommended sweater quantity. And all of this middle section is what I bought for my I have a blackout. Not blackout, but I'm blanking. Is it blanking? Pillow project. So I didn't buy this. I still had this left over. This is also Filcolana Tilia, I think in Dijon. I will put this up here. This is also left over from my halibut sweater. So this is also from my Yerbo Tutrul, but probably also have some left over. This is the Dusty Honey Heavy Merino Knitting for Olive. This is some acrylic yarn. I don't remember the brand now because I put the label inside, so I will talk about more of the brands, of the yarn brand, when I get through the project. And behind here you see, I won't move it right now, but these are like shades of blue. So you have a dark navy, then you have a middle blue and a light gray blue, and up here is the dark navy of Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino. And here, this is like really dark, but this is a dark brown, a middle brown, and a taupey brown, taupey light gray brown. So you see, I chose 3 colors and then stayed in these colors in a range of them. But I will talk about how I chose the colors and how I am combining the colors more when I will come to the project actually. And yeah, I will put this back in here, and I will use these, I will combine this rust color with it as well, and some neutrals as well. So then I have here my Hildes Wolle, Hildes Wool, how I call it. Yeah, it's it doesn't focus, but yeah, it's the wool from the sponsored sheep that I got for my birthday from my friends. And in the last corner, it's the wool that I was talking in the last part of the yesterday that I was caking up. It's also the Yerbe Tutro wool, which and the down here. So this is the whole wool for the project of the porcelain sweater, and this looks black on here right now because of the missing light, but this is actually also a dark navy. I mean, yeah, you can see this all looks black, but it is actually dark navy. So yeah, porcelain sweater. I'm actually thinking of making out of Hildes wool. Hilde is the name of the sheep actually. This is why I'm calling it always like this. I thought about doing the Moby vest or Moby slipover. I mean, Petite Knit is putting out the pattern right now, I think, but I'm also considering doing the Dicky by Twist Loop. Is it Twist Loop? Other Loop? I don't know how her her sweater is called the Twist Loop sweater, and I think her Instagram handle is Other Loops. And I thought about doing the Other Loops sweater a few times now, but that's actually a lot of work. Then she also has a top version, but I think that's on 2.5mm needles, and she also has a Dicky version. So the thing that I will insert a picture here somewhere. And so that actually would fit with the wool, I think. And she just posted recently a picture in a cream color, so I think it would look beautiful, and I think it would be really useful for work as a layering piece, since I just told the story how cold it is at work. And I think it would look beautiful under some of my coats. So I'm considering doing that, but I don't know when I will find the time to do that. So then we have all of my yarn for my pillows, and then we have some yarn that I haven't picked a project for yet, and then my little knitting lamp. Actually, I knitted last night with it in this corner, and the height fits perfectly. It's all right, but I actually needed to turn on the big lamp, which is by Hay, and I really like it. I bought both of my beautiful ceiling lights more as decoration pieces because I never put on my ceiling lights because they are, I don't know, I don't like the effect that ceiling lights have. I prefer indirect light like these ones, and I have another one here, and yeah, a lot of indirect light. But actually I started the project with this crazy wool for my sister, and since I messed up the first time for the cardigan number for the raglan increases, I like on this one I wouldn't want to risk it again, so I did it this time with ceiling light, and it worked. I have to say, not watching TV and having real light was the key to not messing up the raglan increases this time. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have to say about my little yarny crafty corner. Maybe in a year when it has changed, I might do an update about this, but right now that's how it's looking. I think I'm quite I really like sorting it out on a regular basis. I'm a tidy person, and I really like sorting through boxes and tidying stuff up. It's something I enjoy, and it's also helping me rediscover my yarn. Yeah, I hope this was interesting or entertaining for you and kept you company at least. I at least find this always really nice, just running in the background, and like watching other people's stash videos. Not really to get anything from them, but find it really interesting what they have, and just keeping me company on a Sunday afternoon or something. So, and also how they keep their stash. I think it's really interesting because, yeah, everyone does it differently. So yeah, enjoy your week, and I see you in the next podcast episode. Bye bye.